Welcome back to the broadcast. The U.S. 2016 election season came to a close today, and in the next 2 months or so, President Barack Obama, who has been in the White House for the last 8 years, will find himself preparing to hand over to Donald Trump, the U.S. president-elect. We have been engaging our panel on what a Trump presidency would mean for the continent of Africa, of course with focus on our country. And we were speaking about the Trump presidency. We have seen what's happening in the Asian markets. Markets are tumbling since exit polls projected that Trump would win the presidency. Can we have a similar effect in Africa, Tom?
It's possible, but that might be transitory. It might be a reaction that allows the market to reevaluate what the fundamentals are in the U.S. economy and so on, and readjust itself, similar to what happened to the pound when the Brexit vote came out, where you had a sharp decline in the value of the pound for a day or two, and then it stabilized. So, yeah, it's expected. In fact, the market had been nervous about a Trump presidency as opposed to a Clinton presidency.
All right. Up to now, the Kenyan government or the leaders have not congratulated Trump. We have seen Magufuli, Nkurunziza, and Jacob Zuma. Abel, why do you think that is the case?
I think the president is being a bit cautious, just like Clinton herself was not willing to rush to say, to make the phone call to Trump. But I think it's going to happen. Kenyatta is going to make a phone call to Trump and congratulate him on his victory. It will happen.
And is there a reason that Magufuli, just did it as the first president?
Traditionally, Tanzania has a closer relationship with the United States than Kenya. Mm-hmm. So I think it's in the same tradition of keeping that close contact.
The other person who's congratulated him is Putin. What does that say? Is that something that tells us how the future will be like, Professor?
Well, these people don't dislike each other.
They don't?
They do not dislike each other.
Okay.
So they like each other in terms of at least the projection. Uh-huh. Donald Trump did say nice things about Putin. And I think Putin also reciprocated. So for him, it is a good thing. What Donald Trump has made clear, and he repeated in his speech, that he will not be trying to become an interventionist.
Right.
So most likely he's going to concentrate on the U.S. domestic challenges as opposed to international things. And that's why we're talking about partnership, not conflict. And if he's going to concentrate on the domestic front, most likely he's going to become a Keynesian in policy making, deficit spending, so as to mount all those highways he's talking about, all those rebuilding up, and which in a way will also be ways of creating jobs for millions of people through that. Of course, the good thing with deficit spending, you can hire a lot of people to do a lot of things,
right,
but you should also know when to get out in terms of those things. So for Putin and Trump, they have some chemistry. And if they both want relations to improve, because Hillary gave the impression that she really wanted to pick a fight with the Russians, which was unfortunate. And Putin, what did he say during the campaign? It would be good if we could get along. So now they have a chance to get along. To get along and smoothen things, rough edges, because there are some rough edges with almost every country. And that's why I was saying each country will then have to look at how do we engage these people for their mutual benefit of all concerned.
Prof, on the same note, as you mentioned, President Barack Obama and Putin didn't see eye to eye, and Hillary Clinton when she was Secretary of State, especially on Syria. Do you see Putin and Trump's agreeing on Syria, which has been a very big issue for Americans?
They'll work it out. There is no doubt in my mind that they will work out something. You see, I think Hillary Clinton made it clear. She was almost responsible for the Arab Spring. Okay? And Syria is part of the Arab Spring. So the way, and it is not looking good for the West. Syria is not looking good for the West. And so how can they get out? So if Donald Trump wants to disengage, which is most likely what he wants to do, disengage from these conflict zones,
Right.
which he claims that were created by Hillary. And so you can see they
blamed
will
everything on Hillary.
reach an understanding of how to deal with the Syrian issue so that the United States can gracefully get out of the way.
Okay.
And then if Russians are left there alone, that's their problem.
All right.
That's likely to be one of the things. But it all comes to the reassessment, the review that is going to take place.
All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time. It has been great having you in studio, helping us analyze and understand this new phenomenon that is Donald Trump.